All the information I am about to discuss is not final and can change at any moment. Please do not rely on this information to be 100% correct from now until the release, as things can and will change. So let's talk about the most noticeable thing, and that is of course the new monk class. This class is not a hero class, and it will start at level 1 just like all the other classes, which is nice because we all get to see more of the world that they've created. The monk is based around martial arts, and it will be kind of like a feral druid but with a warrior twist. By that I mean they will be using leather armour with intellect and agility just like druids do at the current state, but they will have 3 stances, one for tanking, one for healing and one for DPS, just like the warriors minus the healing part. I will go over the stances now. We have Brewmaster. It will be the tanking stance. The tanking stance will be unique in that the monks, the way they tank and the way they attack is really different to normal attacking. The healing class is Mistweavers. This is a really new mechanic that they're adding to the game. The best way I could explain it is like the enhancement shaman, where they actually, they DPS and they get 5 procs of the lightning thing, which basically makes their biggest heal an instant cast. It's going to be somewhat similar to that, I assume. There's not much information on it at the minute, but when there is, I'll be updating, so keep that in mind. So if you do like healing and you want to try something new, then there it is. And last but not least, we have the Windwalker, which is the DPS stance. All other races can be monks except for goblins and worgens. Overall, I think the monk class is an amazing addition to World of Warcraft, and I for one will be sticking around to play the new monk class, especially for the tanking part, because I love tanking. So the second most noticeable difference will be the talents. Now the talent system we have grown up with has gone, and they're basically redesigning everything about the talents. Now that we can level to level 90, we will get 1 talent point for that spec per 15 levels. They're still going to keep the level 10 where you get your key talent for that spec, I guess. This is still basically under development, so things can and probably will change, just like we thought we were going to get the Path of Titans and then it turned out to be too difficult to balance and that was basically scrapped. So I'm hoping it's not going to be the case for the talents, because dimming down the talents is going to make it easier for people to play, and it might be a little bit boring due to like not having as many talents to use, but I do think you do learn them certain talents from your trainer still, so we will still have the majority of talents we have now, but as for specs and improving them, then that's going to basically change. I will keep you updated on this, guys, because this is probably the most noticeable change for a lot of people, because the talents is such key to doing DPS, to PvP, for healing, so it's a really big change, so I'll definitely keep you updated on that. So guys, dungeon challenges. There's going to be new dungeon challenges added to dungeons, and it will be kind of like the Zulliman run, where you will do it as fast as you can, and if you beat the timer you get the mount, you get a chance for the mount. Obviously it's not for everyone because it only drops once, but in this case it's based on how fast you do dungeons. I think it might be server based, meaning if you're the fastest on your server, or if it's guild based, if you're the fastest in your guild at doing a certain dungeon. Now you get bronze, silver or gold, and the reward is gear, but the gear is kind of a twist. The gear is just for looks, so you can show to your friends saying, look bitches, I'm basically the fastest on this server, and this is the gear to prove it. The gear doesn't hold any stats, so it's like the linen stuff where it has no stats, it's just there for looks, like the tuxedo, I guess, and you don't get valor points for it as well. So I assume that it's going to be a different mode to doing normal dungeons and heroics. you could like tick timed run, and you'd basically get signed up for a time run, and you do the time run. If you're the fastest out of the record that it keeps, then you will get the gear. I mean, you know, you'll get bronze, you'll maybe get some kind of good gear, but if you get gold, you'll get maybe like an epic looking shoulder or a weapon that's unique to that specific thing, which is the dungeon challenges. All the gear will be normalized, so everyone will be on an equal playing field. So someone in newly digged level 90 gear will not do any worse than someone who's raided and got their like fucking tier 17 that we're probably going to have when this expansion comes out. So all the gear will be the same, it's just basically down to your skill and group skill. So definitely these are probably best for pre-mades. So guys, they're going to be adding Pokemon into World of Warcraft, and I guess this is nice for some people, but really bad for people who don't like Pokemon, like myself. Not a big fan. I did used to watch it, but that was when I was like 9 or something, so not my thing anymore. It's basically going to be your companion will have 3 talent points. You're able to spec him, and if you fight another person in a Pokemon battle, if you win, you get their pet, and I believe you get a talent. If you lose, then they get one of yours or your pet. You can also fight trainers to gain new talents and more powerful attacks, and it's just like that. It's just like Pokemon. I'm sure you guys don't need this explaining. It's Pokemon, goddammit. So the new dungeons they're going to be adding, there's going to be 9 in total. There's going to be 3 from the old world, which are Strathholm, Scholomance, and Scarlet Monastery, Wing 1 and Wing 2. They're going to be bringing these back in heroic difficulty. The other 6 new dungeons will be the newer dungeons for like the Mr. Pandaria. They're going to be based around that, so they're going to be monk style dungeons, and there's no name out yet for them, so I will keep you updated on that. But just so you know, there will be 9 total dungeons that are new, not including the ones that are coming out in patch 4.3, so try not to get that mixed up. Okay, about the raids guys, there will be 3 new raids, and they will have 2 new enemy races. One is called Mugu, I think I pronounced that right, and the other is called Mantide. Now these will be based in the dungeon, and I'm sure they will be based around the outskirts in certain areas, because no race is always in just one dungeon. So that's something to look forward to. New mobs to kill, always fun. They're looking for raid tool, normal and heroic difficulties will be available from day 1 of launch. So this means the hardcore players can just dive straight into the heroics instead of waiting a few weeks or a few months for them to actually open up, or at least complete the normal mode before they jump into the heroic versions. And the most excitable news for the raids is that the world raid bosses will be coming back. Now if you guys remember the raid bosses in like Duskwood, in Azareth, I mean they were really fun. It might be a hard transition for some people because they like maybe joined WoW in TBC and they never got to experience that. But for us vanilla folk, you know, corpse camping other guilds or other factions trying to, you know, kill the boss, or even if you're on the same faction, running in and ninja pulling and then the dragon following you and just raping everyone in sight. I mean, they're the good old fun times that I'm glad they're bringing back to WoW, because we deserve it. So guys, for the questing section of the expansion, they're basically buffing questing and they're kind of nerfing it. Now the nerf part is you won't be able to fly anymore. Now I think the reason they're doing this is because they want people to experience the new work they're going to be putting in. And if you get from quest A to quest B in 4 seconds when you're flying, they really want you to get from quest A to quest B in 5 minutes. You know, they want you to experience the I guess the grind, but they want you to experience the landscape and different things you wouldn't necessarily see if you're flying over. And they just don't want people to level up that fast, because when people, you know, were able to fly, your leveling was just so much easier. So I guess they just want people to fly at max level instead of the lower levels, which is fair, I guess, but some people will hate it, some people will love it. You know, you just take it how it comes. The higher quest rewards, like for the level 90 quest, they're going to be granting valor points. Also, certain quests will give you buffs for the whole day. For example, you could do a fishing quest and that will give you a buff for the entire day that I think would probably benefit you. And they could do it so you might get a debuff instead of a buff, but who knows? That's still being discussed, and all the information isn't there yet. So guys, last but not least, the PvP section, which I think a lot of you will be looking forward to. There's going to be a new arena added, and it's going to call Tolvia Proving Grounds, and it's located in Uldum. Now the layout is very similar to the Nagrand arena, but it's just going to be in a box. So it's going to be a box with 4 pillars, and you can pillar hump all you want. I mean, I wish there would be a bit more experimental with these arenas, but there you go. It's just another box with 4 pillars to hide behind. Nothing really fantastic there. The next section for PvP will be the 2 new battlegrounds. Now, there's one called Valley of Power, and there's one called STV, which is Stranglethorn Vale Diamond Mine. The STV Diamond Mine is probably the better one of the two, because it's kind of like capture the flag, but it's not. You basically need to escort your minecarts to your depot, where they will basically dispense, and that's how you win. I do believe it could be, you know, there's a certain amount of minecarts, and the majority of the faction near that minecart, it'll go in one direction. So maybe they're all in the middle, and the person who has the most people there, it will slowly move to the Alliance side or to the Horde side. It could be like that, or it could be you click it and it goes to your side. I don't think it'll be that easy. I think you have to at least have a few people near it, and the more people you have near it, the faster it would move. I think this is probably the most excitable battleground, and it's unique. There's nothing like this in World of Warcraft at the minute, and that's what we need, more unique battlegrounds. Now, the Valley of Power is just your typical Eye of the Storm. There's 4 posts or flags or towers or whatever you want to call them. You stand near them to capture them, and then there'll be a flag in the middle, and you capture the flag, take it to your post, and you just win faster. Now, I mean, the battlegrounds like this, people will be disappointed with, because they're just not putting the effort in. I mean, why can't they, you know, be more creative like the STV Diamond Mine and do more like that? But, you know, it's a new battleground, it's a new scene, it's actually a nicer scene. It's really unique because it's like the Panda Monk type feel. So guys, thank you for watching this video. I will try to update the information as best I can, as frequently as I can. I will probably be posting the majority of it on my personal channel, so if you want to keep up to date, please go subscribe over there. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I just don't want to flood TGN with certain updates, but I can flood my channel with as many updates as I want, so keep an eye out for that. And if there's any more big changes, then I will be sure to make another video for TGN to let you guys know what's, you know, coming up. Again, if there's anything you want to, you know about the expansion specifically that I haven't covered, because there's a lot of information that I haven't actually covered. I've only covered the important bits that I think are relatively important. There's a link below to the MMO champion, which have all the information that you need to know about the new expansion. So guys, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.